Here with some more Narak Star League from CasterMuse. We have a best of one here, and this is between BishOp, a great Terran player, and yabsab, a great Zerg player. Should be a very good one. Two of the strongest amateur players. yabsab, of course, won the most recent ACS, Africa TV Challengers Star League, which is for players who haven't been in ASL yet. So definitely one of the absolute best up-and-coming players in the world right now. And of course BishOp, this is the guy who actually went random before Flash. He was playing random in tournaments in Korea for a little while, but did go back to Terran more recently. Didn't really find more success with his random than his Terran. It was approximately the same. He got into the finals of an ASL qualifier with random, which was pretty amazing, but that's about it. Hasn't made it into ASL yet, but here he is in Narak Star League, and I think one of the stronger Terrans in it overall. A well-respected Terran. Now, the map is Ascension. This is basically 3-player Blue Storm, if you know that very old map, Blue Storm. I think it gives us some really cool games so far, and I think it's just a great idea in general. Love 3-player maps, personally. We see here, it's a 9-pool coming out of yabsab, so he definitely wants to put on some early aggression. But it looks like it's going to be a 1-base wall-in for BishOp, which, I mean, that should be about the strongest thing ever against a 9-pool. You're just not really going to take any damage, I would say, especially with the Marines popping out on the inside. Looks like it'll be a Zergling tight wall as well. The gas going up, so he's going to be rushing up to a factory. yabsab with the 9-pool. We'll see what he can end up getting done. There's the Overlord. He should be popping 6 Zerglings here. There's 4, and there's the last 2. SCV come out. Let's see if it goes in the wrong direction. Like, there's a possibility maybe is... I don't know. I'm trying to think of how yabsab gets damage done here. And it does look like he's scouting to the right. He's going through the center. Huh. Okay, you know what? I think he's looking for an Overlord scout, perhaps. Or no, maybe he's going to make a proxy factory. Maybe that's what we're going to see here. He actually does not have a wall. He does not have a Marine made yet. Okay, so it is a proxy factory. I was a little bit confused what was going on. There's no base up there. The third base of the map is right up here, and you have to go this way for it. But here come the Zerglings now. yabsab has no idea about what's going on, but of course when he sees the wall, he's going to assume that it's tech. The depot should be finishing up just a little bit after the Lings get there. If the SCV keeps popping out on the outside, I could see problems occurring. But you got to get pretty darn unlucky for that. The Lings coming up, put damage on to the depot immediately, but he's bringing down the SCVs to repair, so he should be completely fine. Yeah, there you go. He gets the repair. The second Marine pops out. No problem here for BishOp holding on to that. Now, he's mining gas nonstop, so he's definitely following this up with some additional cheese. Maybe like a 2-starport Wraith in the main base while going Vultures over here. With a Ling kept out, he's going to be watching for any Vultures coming out. So, yeah, it seems difficult for him to know that when this is coming. Like, the Vulture might be able to get in before the Sunken Colony goes up. Now, with the SCV coming in from a funny angle, the Overlord doesn't see the factory, but the SCV coming from a funny angle will probably tell him that it's reasonably likely that this is going to occur. But no, it waits until the Vulture actually goes underneath the Overlord. He throws down this creep colony immediately, but he's getting in here so quickly. It's a 2-hatch Hydra play here from yabsab to try to defend against this proxy cheese. Let's see if it works out. The 6 Zerglings might be able to buy enough time for the Sunken to finish. Let's see. Quick micro has to come out of BishOp if he wants to break through here. Yeah, he's killing off quite a few Lings, but it seems like with the micro that we've seen so far from yabsab, the Sunken's going to finish before he kills all the Lings. Wait, he's trying to wiggle past, but the surround occurs. The Saiyan Vulture tries to run in, but just takes a Sunken hit. Perfect defense right there. All right, the add-on is coming up. We'll see where he wants to go with that. In the meantime, it looks like he maybe started 2-starport, but canceled one. Don't forget his SCV got in and saw the Hydralisk den, and obviously against Hydras, the Wraith's not going to be anywhere near as useful. A bunker going down, Marines being sent out. That's a great way to end up holding it. Very hard for Hydras to bust through that bunker until they're in massive numbers. Drones being made now. See what that first Wraith ends up doing, and it's mines. So he's going to be trying to lay some spider mines around the map to have some Hydras kind of be zoned out, maybe get hit and killed off by them. a very good choice to kind of go into this semi-defensive play, right? If your opponent is committing into a 2-hatchery Hydralisk build, that is the least scary thing in the whole world if you are playing defensively. So, looks like he's going to be getting some vultures out. Those mines will get laid around the map. The first Wraith is out searching for Overlords. It looks like he'll find one here in the bottom left corner. So his first kill with that. And yabsab, who's teching up into lair now, certainly he'll be going for a spire. I'd be very surprised if we see anything else. But I tell you, what a crazy start to this game. Now the Hydra's coming up and trying to do something here, but vultures can actually really out micro a Hydra. As you can see, you can dodge a lot of their shots just by shooting, then pulling away immediately. Now the mines are done. He's going to start laying those around the factory. Just anywhere he can put them around the map. Wraith going to continue hunting for any overlords that it can. And there's the spire. So he is going up towards spire, and this is going to be something that you really want to end up scouting. More vultures are being added, as well as vulture speed, and very importantly, a dropship. So yabsab actually is probably going to need a sunken in his main base, if you ask me. Otherwise, it's going to get very hard to defend. But that spire is coming. He's actually getting some damage done with the Wraith. Gets a drone. Oh, ends up losing it before seeing the spire. So maybe this can become a comeback mechanic for him. I think that you kind of assume that he should be going spire here, though. We don't have an engineering base, so no possibility in missile turrets. I am a little bit worried that BishOp's going to squander this lead once the mutas come out, but we'll see. Hydra's spread pretty well through the bases. The natural just with the sunken for defense right now. And where is that dropship? Here it is. All right, going to be loading up. Come on, load up. And here we go. The vulture's going to be dropped into the main base. 4 Hydras coming up to snipe, though. Beautiful control here from yabsab going after that dropship. He'll kill the dropship, but let's see what damage can be done by these vultures. They run into the drone line. A good drill gets on top of them. They've already killed a few. And this was about as good a hold as you can get, honestly. Still some damage dealt. I don't think that this is like a game-losing offense for BishOp. He has mines all over the map, so he has great intel. He did get some drone damage done, but his Wraith is gone. His dropship is gone. He doesn't have anti-muta yet, and the anti-muta, well, the mutas themselves are being built. So with the mutas on the way, let's see if BishOp can muster a defense against these incoming. You can see that the drone count of yabsab not super high at 20. We have over 30 SCVs right now for BishOp, so should be feeling pretty strong about that. Adding on his turrets right now, getting stim, getting irradiate. Kind of getting all the tools that he does need for the future. Oh, look at this. Okay, so yabsab is clearing mines, which is, if you think your opponent is ready for the mutas, this is probably the best thing that you can do right now. That was funny, kind of patrolling over that mine. But it does slow down his first swipe, and there's not that many turrets. If he had gone immediately, I think there was more potential for some damage. But as is, let's see. He's still got a high mutalisk count. All right, flying into the main base, going after this turret. Okay, picks off that turret rather quickly. Let's see what this micro can look like here for yabsab. Getting on top of some of these Marines. Ah, he sees the vessel. Can he actually get a dive on it? I don't think he can quite do it. Oh, he gets it. He snipes that first vessel. Awesome pickoff here from yabsab. Such an important moment. That is like the most important thing you can do if you're going to be aggressive with your mutalisks, if your economy is not large, to get rid of those vessels. So to pick that off, BishOp has to be kicking himself to have lost that. All right, stims his Marines here. Trying to keep those mutas back, but they're starting to pick off. The depots here, they've already done quite a bit of damage. More turrets are going up. But look at this, going after the siege tank now. He's going to be able to get the pick on that as well. There's nothing in the bunker, so he can do whatever he wants in this area. Picks off a Marine as they do try to load. And it just seems like the muta defense is not up to par for BishOp here. Taking some damage on these depots still. The turret not quite finishing. The amount of turrets he's being forced into making is not comfortable by any means. Irradiate going to be a key to victory here for BishOp if he's to take this game. And you can see right now, right, like the factory's been floated away into another location. I like that. Try to conceal where it is so you can still utilize it. yabsab has taken a third base, and look, he's passed him in drone count. 35 drones against 33 SCVs. So Yabsab is getting his economy online. He's going up to hive. He's getting carapace. I mean, he's going into lurker tech as well. This is all looking pretty good. And he snipes another vessel. I didn't even expect something like that to happen. He does take a lot of damage onto the mutas, but getting another snipe. That's so painful for BishOp. So he lost the siege tank. He lost the first 2 vessels. He no longer has his dropship, his wraith. He's lost all the vultures he's utilized so far, except the new ones. Right now, I think this is advantage to Yabsab for sure. 3 bases with the same amount of workers. The production is not even all the way up for BishOp yet. He cannot be feeling good about this position any longer. Whereas if he still had the vessels, if he still had the siege tank, oh man, domination, right? He can start casting irradiates. He can push out on the map. He still has enough mines to have a good idea of where Zerg is and is not. Just very impressive sniping so far from Yabsab, really showing why he's such a strong contender amongst the amateur players. All right, let's take a look. Carapace, Lurker Aspect, Defiler Mound. So pretty standard play coming out of Yabsab. Considering he already sniped 2 Science Vessels, I think it's a great choice. And in fact, he's going Greater Spire. Now, this is kind of a rare building against Terran. It does get used. Probably more against Terran than the other races, honestly, but it's rare that you find situations, unless you have a specific Guardian Rush build that you're using, where Guardians are going to be useful. But honestly, I think this is a great idea. He's taking his 4th base, and he's already picked off 2 vessels, so you know you're low on irradiates here. And if you force them to utilize basically everything they have to kill off the Guardians, you're going to have such an easy time keeping lurkers and keeping, defilers alive. There's just not going to be any irradiates for him. Okay, 1 goes down on the mutas here, pulls that out. And he is making some more Mutalisks, so you can tell that he is planning on actually making a good chunk of Guardians. Ooh, picks off that vessel. Oh, God. BishOp losing so many vessels so far this game. The Guardians might actually be able to kill him, honestly. That's going to be really rough. 4th base is up. Lurkers hatching. Does he have any lurkers here? Actually, he does not. BishOp might be able to get some significant damage there. Does have +1. A lot of mutas have hatched, so there might actually be enough mutas to basically hold this off. Where'd those lurkers go? Okay, they did rotate down from the 4th. BishOp spreading out. You can see there's like a lot of play around this area. All the ramps that you can traverse, you can try to attack up here. He still has some vision here with this mine. You do not get vision from that that machine shop, by the way. That is a neutral machine shop right now. All right, coming in with those mutas. A great irradiate goes down. Oh man, no, we don't have anything up here to defend. So Yabsab might end up losing this base. Yeah, it does look that way. 4th base going down for free. He is making 4 Guardians, though. Looks like they're over here. So BishOp has done some great damage, but let's see what these Guardians can get done. What is this upgrade? Apollo Reactor, plus 50 Wraith energy. What? That, you know what? That must be a misclick. It simply has to be a misclick, right? Maybe he wanted Cloak to deal with Guardians? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's very weird. I don't even... That's crazy. Okay, Guardians coming in right now. And he has some turrets to slow them down slightly. Stemming forward with some Marines. It's not that many Guardians. They do get in the range of a missile turret. A little bit of sloppy control here. But denying the gas. Very worthwhile. Mutalisks flying down to join. It's a lot of units out for BishOp. Plenty of lurkers, so Yabsab going to hold on for now. Is BishOp going to try to attack from the high ground? I think with 5 lurkers, you simply cannot. Yeah, that's a beautiful spread as well. It's just you're not going to be able to get the damage there. BishOp taking a lot of damage, though, while he's microing down here. More Guardians being morphed. He has Defilers popping out now as well. We have even a couple Devourers being made for anti-Wraith. I wonder if he'd let that finish, that Wraith energy upgrade. All right, the Guardians attacking into this gas once again, really keeping him starved right now. Ooh, a big mine hit goes off. Still, though, the Guardians, that is the big story of what's occurring. Sure, you're denying that 4th gas, but he's denying your 2nd gas here. There is a good cloud of vessels, though. 5 vessels is pretty significant when you're playing on this type of economy. So it's good that he has been able to keep at least that many alive. Irradiate's going to be coming in. Irradiate's some vessels here to actually just utilize the splash damage. He doesn't have enough Irradiates to clear all the Guardians, so he's going to chase them down with these vessels. Devourers deal damage somewhat slowly here at first, so not a bad choice. Looks like they will get value over time, but he's starting to pop a lot of these with that Eraser. Beautifully done. Can't believe what I'm actually looking at here. And the vessels, I mean, it looks like they are going to hero their way through. The Devourers maybe end up getting a couple kills with their unbelievably slow shots. Let's take a look at the rest of the map. A little containment force here for BishOp. Another one up here at the 4th. But yabsab is getting bigger. He's continuing to produce a lot of Defilers coming out. He actually doesn't even have Zergling speed yet. That is on the way still. He got Adrenal before Zergling speed. I don't think I've ever seen that. What a bizarre game that we're in right now. But here we go. He's starting to push out. Let's see if those Vultures maybe can lay some mines that can get in the way. Something like that could be helpful right now. But BishOp just trying to retreat. Finally has his second gas back up. Has his third command center in position. And, I mean, he still has a good SCV count. He can still macro. I would say he still has a shot here, but I gotta say, I've been a fan of how yabsab has played this for sure. I think that was really fantastic, the Guardian play. He forced the vessels to stay back for such a long time. He got some decent damage. He denied a lot of gas. Definitely some good things going on, but there's still a high vessel count. So over time, we can still see BishOp gain a lot of value here. Throwing those irradiates down right now, and just starting to clean up some of these lurkers from yabsab. Still producing heavily out of these barracks. Looks like he's up on 6 right now. Double engineering bay. Let's take a look at the upgrades. 1 is done. He hasn't actually started +2 attack, only +2 armor, so must be a little mistake there. Still producing out of this factory a little bit. Some vultures being made. Looks like he wants to clear that out finally. Definitely the mines are very useful in this type of, again, very low economy situation. Oh, a nice Darkstorm comes down as he pushes forward here. Another one as well. And the vessels, 2 of them end up getting picked off here by those Scourge. Almost all the Marines die under those Darkstorms as BishOp pulls back. Upgrades on these Zerglings actually even superior. +1, +2 with +2, +3 on the way. The Vulture hunting down this Defiler. Still, it gets another Darkstorm up. Some Fire Bats being added in. But the Zerglings are tanky right now with that +2 carapace. Starts to push forward. A Plague going down onto some of these vessels. Is BishOp going to be able to keep his third base out of danger? Gets up under this Darkstorm. He has some Fire Bats, but I don't know if it's enough against this much right now. Look at that. Just so much damage being put out by these Zerglings of yabsab. Really macroing heavily right now. Doesn't actually even have enough hatcheries to spend all this at the moment. All right, a lot of Ultras on the way. Looks like that's what he was saving his money for. The rest should be going into Zerglings. Continuing to push forward here with these Defilers. The vessel count remains at 5. Still producing some more. But the hard thing is going to be when these Ultras actually get in here as well, especially if there's any Dark Swarm to help them out. Ling's starting to get on top of here. The Fire Bats doing a huge amount of damage against these Zerglings right now. More Marines coming up. Finally does fend this off. The few Zerglings in the mineral line still going to get a bit of damage done. Let's take a look as the Ultras start to pop. He's going to have to kill off this Sunken for circulation purposes. 4th base finishing once again. Hopefully he can actually get that mining. Filer prowling through the map, just kind of keeping BishOp very busy right now. And as Ultras come up to join the fray, that is when it gets so tough. He doesn't have his +2 attack yet. A Plague going down as well. And I think these Ultras are going to start to seal the nail into the coffin here. BishOp in just such a dire position. Even though he's got a good economy, he's got good production going, he has no map control, no map presence, and his army size is actually very small right now. If yabsab would let up for a minute, maybe he can mass up to something that can fight, but that seems very unlikely at the moment. Ton of Scourge out here, trying to pick off some of the vessels as well. Good Irradiates go down on them, really putting a ton of damage down. But here comes the next wave of Ultras for yabsab, attacking down. Oh, and Irradiate goes down on a Zergling, not what he was trying to hit. More vessels being picked off, and a Defiler coming up for the Dark Swarm. I think this is just about it, guys. The Ultra Dark Swarm combination is just unbeatable once it gets to your base. BishOp had some really interesting plays here, but yabsab just seems to be a bit stronger in this game. Look at this. The flow of units is real. So many Zerglings coming down. He's trying to irradiate everything that's in the front here. I mean, if you can stop the Defilers from closing in on you and throwing down the Darkstorms, you might be able to live with the help of the bunkers and SCVs. But more Defilers still being produced. You can see yabsab starting to expand everywhere as well. Nidus is coming up. Creep Colony's coming up. He has a 5th base here, a 6th base here. It is looking dire here for BishOp, who has to lift his 3rd base. Not even mining out of his main. Depleted of that gas. Oh, and here we go. This should be the final attack. Just nothing left over for BishOp. GG, and yabsab takes him down.